What's the most embarrassing thing someone said about you when they thought you couldn't hear? My daughter's school principal thought I was a teen mom living in a trailer park. She had no idea I was recording the entire parent conference. I'm 32, but genetics blessed me with a baby face. I could easily pass for 19, which usually doesn't matter except when dealing with my 8-year-old daughter Carol's private school drama. Carol came home crying because her teacher, Mrs. Richards, kept making comments about certain families not belonging at their prestigious academy. When I called to schedule a conference, the secretary asked if I was Carol's older sister. Conference day arrives. I deliberately dressed down, a worn bikini, no makeup, showing up in my Kaufmobile instead of my vroom vroom valedictorian. I want to see exactly how they treat families they perceive as beneath them. Principal Danvers greets me with barely concealed disgust. You're Carol's mother? Yes, I'm here about Mrs. Richards' comments toward my daughter. She sighs like I'm wasting her time. Please, sit. What I didn't tell them? My phone was recording everything. I'm a family attorney who specializes in educational discrimination cases. Danvers starts her spiel about maintaining school standards and ensuring the right fit. Then Mrs. Richards joins us, takes one look at me, and her face just drops. That's when they stopped pretending to be professional. Richards turns to Danvers and says, "This explains everything about Carol's behavior. Look at the mother." Danvers nods knowingly. I was wondering how someone like this afforded our tuition. Probably a scholarship case or government assistance. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, Richards continues. Carol's been asking too many questions in class, disrupting our discussions. Children from unstable homes often act out for attention. Danvers leans forward conspiratorially. Between you and me, these families see our school as a free babysitting service. They don't value education the way our traditional families do. Richards adds, I've taught here 15 years. I can spot the problem families immediately. Single mothers, especially young ones, rarely have the resources or commitment for our standards. They're talking about me, like I'm not sitting right there. Danvers pulls out Carol's file. Frankly, I think we should recommend Carol transfer to a more appropriate school environment, somewhere better suited to her family's situation. Richards agrees. She'll be happier with children from similar backgrounds. Our curriculum is quite demanding. Plus, Danvers adds with a smirk, our families make significant donations. I doubt this family contributes much beyond basic tuition. They spent 20 minutes discussing how to encourage my departure without explicitly saying it was discrimination. When they finish their little performance, I pull out my phone and stop the recording. Thank you for that comprehensive documentation, I say, my voice completely different now. I'm actually a partner at Morrison & Associates. We specialize in educational discrimination lawsuits. Their faces go white. Everything you just said was recorded. You discussed my appearance, made assumptions about my income, questioned my parenting, and openly planned to remove my daughter based on perceived socioeconomic status. Danvers starts stammering, but I continue. By the way, I'm 32 years old, married to a surgeon, and Carol's college fund already has more money than you make in 3 years. But that's irrelevant, because what you did was illegal, regardless of my actual financial status. I stand up and straighten my worn jacket. You'll be hearing from our legal team Monday morning. And Mrs. Richards? Carol asks questions because she's intellectually gifted. Maybe if you challenged her instead of trying to silence her, you'd recognize talent when you see it. Danvers resigned 2 weeks later. Richards was fired. Carol's new teacher actually appreciates curious minds. The settlement paid for Carol's entire college education.